Hello all, welcome to my channel. This is Sai Karthika Putta. Now we'll look into how to create database and how to create schema and tables and how to insert data into the table which we created, and we'll see how to update the data in the table and also how to truncate the table, how to delete few records from the table and how to delete entire data in the table, and what is the difference between delete and the truncate and how to drop the table. Like we'll see all these things in this class one. This is a class one video actually. Okay, in this class one these are the things which I'm going to explain you. Now firstly we'll create a database. This is the SQL server. If you see, this is the local host. This is the on-premises SQL server. It is for free. Okay, actually I have created a blog, the steps to create the SQL server and also to set up the SSMS as well. I'll add that blog in the description. Please go through that one. And once you set up the SQL Server and SSMS, SQL Server is the database and SSMS is the workbench or studio. Okay, you have to understand the difference between these two. Don't confuse between these two. And this SQL Server is the on-premises one, not related to the cloud. Okay, whatever I'm writing the queries, it will store in my local itself. Okay, and here this master is the master database which will come from the SQL Server by default. Here only I am writing the first query. So first I told you, right, here we are going to create the database. The syntax for the create database is create database and database name. Okay, this is what I am going to create. How this is how I am going to create the database by using the create statement, create database and database name. Please remember this syntax. It is very easy. Create database and database name. Okay, and I'm executing the query. First select like this, and here you can see, right, here we have to execute the query. Okay, it is showing the database name is already exist. If the database is already there, then it is going to, okay, give the already existence in error. So now I'm going to drop my database. We'll see how to drop also. The syntax is very similar. Drop database, and whatever the database which we wanted to drop, right, give the same data, same database name. So now I'm dropping my database, existing database. The query is executing here. If you see, once the database got dropped, we'll create the database again. We'll show you. Once the database got created, then our intention is to create the schema inside the databases because it is currently in use. Okay, actually it is currently in use some other worksheet. So I'll create one more database like, so remember one thing, whenever you are doing the drop statement state, please comment after use. Please comment those things, because suppose you imagine whenever you are working in the production environment, at that time you by mistakenly executed the drop command for a table. At that time it will cause the it will create a loss for the, it will create the loss of disturbance in the entire team. Okay, it will take some time to get the backup of the data. So don't do those mess. It is good to keep the comments. Okay, I'm creating one more database called create database db name 1. Yeah, this is how I created a database. Then after I'm using the same database name and creating the schema. Create, same syntax, schema and schema name. Schema, it is your wish. Okay, whatever the schema name is, your wish, you can give anything. Then maybe think that in real time create database sales database and create schema sales schema kind of thing. Just for your understanding, I'm creating the things like this. Okay, create the schema and schema name. Okay, if you see here, under the master database, the schema got created already. I'm doing refresh here. Go to this database, expand the database, and database 1 we have created database, right? Here if you see, under the tables we don't have any tables. Okay, and also if you wanted to, because we didn't create a table, right? And also schema will reflect here once you create a table itself, otherwise it won't reflect here. So if you wanted to create a schema under this database, you have to go to here and you have to select your database. Okay, this is a database name. Then you have to execute this create schema, otherwise this schema is going to store in the master database. Okay, it successfully created under the db name 1. Okay, this is what which we did now. And now I'm going to create I'm going to create a sample table. Create table, some table name 1, open brace and close brace, parenthesis. Okay, id syntax. This is the basic syntax of the how to create a table under this. Okay, database under this schema. I didn't specify the database, right? Sorry, schema, right, beside the table name. So we'll see where this table got loaded. Database 1 under the tables. Okay, it got stored under the dbo schema. If you are not going to specify any schema before the table name, whenever we are creating at the time, it is going to store into the dbo dot table name. This is how this is how the syntax for the table creation. If I am going to specify the schema name which we created now, schema underscore name 1 dot table name, then it is going to create database db name 1 and under tables. See here, schema name 1 dot table 1. Okay, this is how the table will be. And if you extend this table and we'll see the column names and all. As of now we have only one column, right? This is how it works. Okay, you understood, right? Instead of selecting here, we have one more syntax like use database. Okay, how to use that database. You can have the query like this: use database db. This is the use database. Okay, here in here the syntax will be use db name is enough to use the database. Okay, and we'll show you in real time example. You know, you have, right, you know, right, under db name 1 database we have the schema name 1 dot table name. So now I am selecting some different database. I have the practices database, otherwise I have the sales database. Okay, I am going to select start from. This is the query to select the table. Okay, just remember, I'll explain you detailedly. So just I'm trying to execute this one, but it is under the sales db, right? It will show you the invalid object name sales schema 1 dot table, because in sales db we don't have this table. That's why it throwed error. So I'm not changing anything in this workspace level. Just I'm having query like this. Just I'm telling that use this database. Instead of using sales db, use my db name 1 database and then execute my select query. This is how it works. Use database will work. So now whatever, just giving the summary, we have created the database, we have created the schema, and we have used the how to drop the database as well. Same syntax, how to drop the schema as well. Okay, you can use the same drop schema and schema name. This is how you have to drop the schema name as well. And I have showed you how to create a table and also how to select the things from the table. Okay, detailedly we'll create one table now. So now I am using some other database, practices database. Okay, so here I am just creating one table. Create syntax. Remember this: how to create table. Okay, just commenting how to create a table. So create table, and table name is an important thing. Employee table. Okay, employee table. So remember this thing: open brace and close brace. Open parenthesis and the close parenthesis. Click in middle of the parenthesis. You have to write the column name. Okay, column name will be, just remember, just analyze this thing. In the table, in the employee table, what are the columns will come whenever you will see the employee? What are the columns will come in your mind? The employee ID is the basic one. Employee name, employee address, employee phone number, email address. Okay, these are the employee salary, department. These are the things which will come our mind immediately. Okay, ID, employee ID. After the column name, you should specify the column data size as well. Data type. Firstly, we have to implement. We have to mention data type. My data type is int. Okay, fine. Next, employee name. Here it is a varchar, right? String character. So here you have to inside the parentheses. You have to mention what is the size for the employee name. Data size for the employee name. I'm mentioning 40 characters, comma. Then employee salary. Okay, enter. Float. I'm using the float, comma. Next, department. Okay, department will be again int. Phone number. It is also an int. That's why. Then email. It will be varchar. Varchar, and you will little bit. It has a few more characters like compared to name. So I am providing 100. This is how you are going to create the table. And don't forget, please give the this one semicolon at the end of the each query. Just I am executing my table under practices. Remember, here I am not using any data, any schema beside the table name. So automatically it is going to create in the DBO schema. DBO schema. I'll show you. Practice, practices, right? Go to practices, tables. See, DBO dot employee table. The table got created. I'm expanding. I'll show you what are the column names. These are the column names. Okay, and I'll show you how to drop the table. Okay, drop table and table. This is how we are going to drop the table. Just okay. Then again I am going to create the table, but here ID will be the primary key. Okay, here I added one constraint. See, I have created the table with the primary key. So when I told you, right, whenever you are used the drop, truncated, delete, just comment the things. Now we have the table. Now we'll see how to insert the data. The syntax is good, is easy. Insert into insert into table insert into table name. What is the table name? Employee table. Okay, values. Here you have to provide the values. ID will be see 1 comma, name will be Sai, salary will be 3000, comma, department will be 10, and then phone number something, and then email will be Sai at the rate of gmail.com. This is what I am going to load the data. So remember, just I am executing my insert statement here. Okay, one row affected. See here means one row loaded into the employee table. Just this is the query to select to fetch the data from the employee table. What is the query? Select star from asterisk. You can see asterisk or star from employee table. Okay. Now you have to execute this one. Then we'll see one Sai 3010 98765 Sai at the rate of gmail.com. This is how we are going to insert the data into the table. Okay. Now we'll have one doubt. Here in some cases, every case it is not the case, right? Yeah, I'm not I'm going to, in the second record, just I wanted to insert only the primary key is the must and should, because it is the not null and unique value. So I'm going to give the primary key. Then Sai, I don't have the phone number and email for that respective second record. Okay, how we are going to lay data? We'll see the syntax. I'll apply the same syntax. We'll see does it is going to work or not. Okay. He don't have the phone number and email address. Okay. His name is Ramu and his email address is sorry. His ID is 2. See here, we'll get an error. Column name or number of supplied values doesn't match table definition. Remember one thing. What is table definition here? The table definition is the structure of the table. Okay, remember this point. Table definition, table schema. These are the words in real time people will use whenever you're working as a data scientist, data engineer, or data analyst. These are the words mostly we are going to use. Table definition. What is the table definition of an employee? Or sales data, sales table, or sales table, okay, a sponsor table, member table, customer table. People will ask the table definition or schema. Okay, just we have to give this create statement, or it is good to maintain a Excel sheet having the okay table name and that column names, data type and data size and the description of that column name. Okay, these are the things which I have to remember. So it throw an error because you don't know, right? It has an ID, name, salary, department name, phone name, and email. It is expecting to get the six column values, but here we are passing only four. That's why it got confused. Okay, for which column, what should I take? So here carefully we have to give whatever the data which we are provided. We have to specify the respective column name. Where we have to specify in the table itself. Employee table, open parenthesis and closing parenthesis. Inside here you have to mention I 2 is the ID, right? 2. Ramu is the name, and 3000 is the salary, and 10 is the department. This is how the insert statement will work. Now I am going to execute the this execute the insert statement. This is how it works. Okay, this is the way how we are going to give the how we are going to pass the column names in the insert statement. Remember this one. And also whenever we want to insert more columns, at the time we have one more system. We cannot write so many multiple insert statements, right? We cannot use like this, right? It is good to give the comma separated values, comma. It is no need to pass all this syntax, just give the comma. Okay, it will take the values. See here. Okay, now it is a primary key. Already we have 1, 3, 4, 5. See. Okay, salary will be 4,000, 2,000, 1,000. And Sita is department 10, Hanuman department 20, department 30. Okay, I'm just entering the data here. Okay, now I'm at a time I'm inserting the three records. See, three rows got affected. Now I'm executing my select query. Select start from employee table. Okay, it will give the data here. For Ramu, we didn't loaded a phone number and email, right? So that's why we have the nulls here. And for the remaining all records, we have the data. For the remaining all columns, we have the data. This is how we are going to insert the data into the table. And now we'll see. We have then we'll do the update. I told you, right? We'll work on the update as well. Update. How to do the updates. And also anyway we are looking into the select statement, right? We'll see how to select only two fields or how to select only one field. We'll see here. Select. I need only ID and name of an employee from the employee table, like this. That's it. It is just like in English how we are speaking, right? Like that we can write the queries in SQL, structured query language. Okay, ID and name. Likewise, how many fields if you want you can select here. We can call column names as a column name, column field. Okay, likewise we can call, and we'll do the update. Update also easy. Update table name and set which one we want to update. Okay, because for Ramu we don't have data, right? Salary, we don't have the salary data, so I wanted to update Ramu salary from null to one value. So set salary is equal to 9,000. There, ఎవరికి, oh, sorry, whom we wanted to update the salary. So just we wanted to provide the ID. ID is equal to 2. This is what we have to use the query. So one row got affected. Again, we'll see. See, for Ramu, I have updated the salary, right? So, sorry, we don't have the phone number for the for Ramu. Salary got updated. Earlier Ramu salary was 3,000. Now it is 9,000. So we have updated salary. It got updated clearly. Now we'll update the phone number. Phone number is 89076 something. Yeah, one row got affected. We'll see the Ramu record got updated. This is how we'll do the update. Okay. Now we got understanding on the how to do updates as well, right? We'll see how to delete the data. Delete the data. Delete. Same easy. It is easy to write the queries. Delete. Table name will be employee where ID is equal to, I am going to delete the Kartika record. Okay, one row got affected. We'll see. I'm selecting the employee table. We'll see. We don't have the Kartika record, right? We don't have the fifth record because I have deleted the data here. So then again, see, we have used delete command. If if you wanted to delete entire table, okay, entire table, then we can have the delete table name. That's it. It will delete the all records from the table. Okay, we can have the where condition, or we may not have the where condition. We'll see. We don't have the data in the employee table. Now we'll see how truncate works. Now I have the 3 records in my employee table. Right, we have the 3 records under the employee table. See, I have 3 records. That's fine. So now I will work on the truncate. How truncate works. Truncate. Truncate. Let's suppose spelling mistake is there. Sorry for that. Truncate table name. That's it. It will it will delete the all the records from the table. Now I am selected. I have loaded 3 records, right? Earlier I have queried and I have showed you as well. But here now after doing truncate, we don't have any data from the employee table. Okay, but the table definition is there. Whenever you are deleting and truncating, the table definition is there. You have to observe that one. But the records only affecting. For the delete, you may have you can use the where condition or without where condition. But the truncate, we don't have the where condition. Whenever you do the truncate, that the whole data is going to delete from the employee table. The difference between the truncate and delete, this is the one type of interview questions for freshers. Okay, you can tell that delete is going to, we can have the where condition, and truncate don't have, it is going to delete the entire data, will remove the data. And also whenever we are doing deletes, at the time we can use the rollbacks as well. For the truncate, you don't have the rollback function, that doesn't work, it seems. and also truncate is faster than deletes. These things you have to remember. Okay, the truncate and the delete differences is the these three. Rollback means the previous data before delete, right? Here before delete, what the data is there? We have four records. Those four records, whenever we do rollback, at the time the four records will come automatically after doing the rollback. But after doing truncate, if you do rollback also, it won't work. It won't fetch the previous data. That is what the difference between truncate and the delete. This is the two differences. In the real-time projects and all, we'll use a truncate, delete, insert data, and we'll create the table as well. And now we'll see the how to drop the table. The syntax is very easy. Drop table and table name. What are the table name which you wanted to drop, right? Just mention the table name. That's it. See the difference. Okay, it dropped the table only. If you query the select query, will delete the table. It will drop the table. There is no table at the time. It will going to delete the table definition as well. There is no table definition if you drop the table. For the truncate and delete, it has the table definition. There is a difference between these three, okay, syntaxes. And now today's class we have uh, you know we have analyzed the data, and also we know how to create a database in SQL Server, and how to create the schema name, and how to use this use database function as well, and also how to create a table, and what are the data types and data size and the column names, and also how to insert the data, and how to update the records, and how to delete the data, how to delete by using the filter and without using the filter as well. And also we have looked into the truncate the data, and also we use the drop the table. Why in the first class only I am explaining these things, right? This is the basic things. Okay, whenever you are going to work with the big in the in the real time projects, these are the mandatory. Without having the table, without having the database schema, and we don't know how to insert the data also, how you are going to work with the functions like max function or min function. And these are the basic things. That's why I have explained here, so you can easily play with the data. Okay, if you know all these commands. Okay, now you have created the table. Okay, now you have the data, how to insert data, right? And also you know how to update as well, and delete as well, truncate as well. Now you can use so many functions like window functions, aggregate functions, and you can play the data, and you can drop the table, and you can recreate the table. Then you can do so many things. If you know these are the basic commands everyone should know, who wants to who are the aspiring data scientist, data engineer, or data analyst. Why I'm mentioning data scientist? It is good to have the SQL skills for the data scientist as well, but these are the things who mainly focusing on the SQL developers or data engineers and data analysts. Okay, yeah, this is the class about. This is the first SQL class. Later on, we'll see tomorrow. We'll have few more functions. We'll look into the tomorrow's class. Thank you so much. Have a great day. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, and if you have any doubts, please comment. I'll try to answer. Thank you.